pass it over to Danny, who will conduct the press conference.
Thank you. We're going to start with Rory from the Press Association. Go ahead.
Hi, David. Congratulations today. Can you tell us what your emotions are right now after what's been a pretty roller coaster couple of months, I guess, from the point where you found out about the contract to sort of wrapping it up today and reaching 100?
Mixed, I think. Looking back to being a kid, like I could only have dreamt of playing as many games of cricket for England. So I'm immensely proud of that. To be in a dressing room with so many quality players, I've been very fortunate to be a part of that and play my part in that. But it's at the same time I'm sad. I don't think anybody ever wants to walk away from playing for their country. It's all I ever wanted to do. But at the same time, my timing of my announcement was so I could enjoy my last 3 games, and I've very much done that. And on the phone, my wife this morning, she said, "Go on, just get to 100 wickets. It'd be a nice way to finish." And to do that was a nice way for me personally.
Obviously, with you being the only one who's announced your retirement, but some older players knocking around, older than yourself, knocking around in the squad. Did today, beforehand or during or just now, feel like sort of an end of an era moment for this team?
I don't know. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. Does it feel like an end of an era? Look, I think immediately there's probably going to be a little bit of a shuffle. I think they go to the Caribbean in a couple of weeks' time. There'll be some new faces there. Start of a new cycle. The next World Cup in 4 years. So inevitably there'll be a few guys that don't make that, but they'll probably have a bit of a reshuffle immediately, and then they'll probably settle down and start planning towards that.
You with the performances you've been able to put in the last 3 or 4 games, do you still? You spoke about sadness. Do you still feel like you're playing cricket at international standard, and is that the frustration that you're not walking away when your time is done?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my time is done because I've called time on it, but it's with deep regret. I think I think anybody looking in's probably looked at the way I've gone about my business and probably playing the best cricket of my career. I'm 33, as fit as I've ever been. So one of the reasons that I wasn't offered a contract was them going in a different direction after the World Cup. I don't know why.
And you were part of the rebuilding 15, bunch of younger players coming in to sort of set the thing off on a new direction. Do you think there's a group of players out there sort of the same ability and same hunger to do that as you guys were in 15?
Yeah, definitely. I think the depth, you only have to have looked at the last couple of years of white ball cricket, I think through COVID, where the whole new squad was picked to play against Pakistan, I think it was, and then the guys that just played against Ireland as well. Like, there's so many good players in the English game at the minute. It's really exciting. So there'll be people knocking on the door, and there's certainly going to be some competition for places.
Yeah, gentlemen on this side. Pass this mic. And then we'll go to the guy at the front here.
Yeah. Hi. Here, a bit of a follow-up. There is talk about how much of this team is going to be there going forward. Yesterday, Malan said it might be his last game. There is, we are thinking about Stokes, Moeen, and others, but yours was very clear-cut. You were applauded onto the pitch by your teammates. So how was it playing that match, and how did you feel going into the field today?
Yeah, it was mixed emotions. It was nice to be able to go out there with clarity on what I'm doing beyond this. My situation with England has always been, I know I'm on the fringe. I'm next in if there's an injury, very much a squad player, and I've been very much at peace with that, but it doesn't mean it's easy to be in that position, never knowing where you stand from tour to tour. So, look, to go out there and just be able to enjoy my last game of cricket for England was lovely. The boys have been great, and made it special for me. Walking out there first was a special moment, and they're memories that I'll cherish forever.
Chris Stokes, and then we'll do the gentleman at the front.
Hi, David. Was there ever a point where you attempted to carry on maybe until that T20 World Cup next summer, or was it made clear to you that you probably wouldn't be in England's plans for that?
I think, being told that they're likely to go in a different direction after the World Cup, I think that was the final nail in the coffin for me. I think, I believe that I could still be a part of that World Cup, and, an injury or two, and, they're going to be calling on someone with very little to no experience in World Cups. So, yeah, look, I think I could still played a part in that World Cup. I feel like I'm probably playing my best cricket. So that was part of my decision making with my family. But it's been a period for some time now, like I've just touched on, not knowing quite where I stand with England, and it's just taken its toll and becomes very tiring.
If there were injuries in the run up to June and you were to get a call from somebody, could you be tempted back for one last go, or is that definitely it for you?
I don't think, never say never, but right now, I'm very confident in my decision that today was my last game of cricket for England. Do I want to go to the Caribbean and run drinks and not know where I stand and just feel like a third wheel again, which is very much what I felt like when I turned up at Lord's, being the only one without a contract? Probably not, so I'm done.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Mel, and then we'll finish with Adam.
Congratulations on firstly signing off on a high. My question is, Mickey Arthur was here before you, and he made a brutally honest confession that Pakistan had finished number 5 because they deserved to finish there. Now, given where England finished and the fact that you are the world champions, and definitely I think everybody expected you all to be in the last 4. Do you think that's where England deserved to finish at number 7?
Well, yeah, we've won 3 games, so we've got 6 points.
And for a world champion team to come into a tournament with holders and then to have a tournament like this, just how difficult is it in the dressing room, particularly for the players to, maybe focus, or, is that, I'm just curious about the environment of a world champ, the holders, having a terrible tournament.
Well, the environment's good. They're a great group of players that work extremely hard. We've just underperformed. What else do you want? What do you want to know? We've finished on 6 points, so that's where we've finished. Good bunch of players that get on well.
Okay, let's go Mel, and then we'll finish with Adam.
David, just as you look back on your international career, I'm just wondering, is there a particular moment or a particular thing about being part of that really stands out to you as being the best, and what is that?
Look, I think it's been a roller coaster for me. I remember sort of vividly feeling in 2019 falling out of love with the game. Around that time, having been left out of the World Cup, and then COVID hit. Had an extended period with no cricket, and they picked 2 squads. One was against Ireland for white ball cricket, and there was a test match squad as well. And I joined up for that sort of return to play group, and thought I'm probably only getting this opportunity because they've got to pick a large group of players. And I promised myself on that day when we went out and played against Ireland that every time that I play cricket from there on, I was going to make sure I enjoyed it, because I don't know whether it's going to be my last. And I think that's stuck with me over these last few years, that I have to go out there and make sure I'm enjoying it. And I think the time's come in the last sort of few months and things where I've started looking over my shoulder, not knowing where I've been, and it's led me to the decision I've made. But look, the fond memories, I think, winning that World Cup in Australia, I didn't actually play a game, but from my journey from 2019 to have my family there, 2 children, running on the outfield afterwards, my 2 kids in the line with the whole team running up to the Barmy Army at the MCG. An incredible memory, not just for me, but for my whole family, and sort of encapsulates and celebrates my journey from falling out of love with the game to finding my way back in, and I guess the resilience that I've had to overcome the disappointments along the way.
Adam, last one, please.
Hi Dave. You said how much you just wanted to enjoy these last few games, but just on yourself, from getting selected for the World Cup to you making the decision, how much did it play on your mind, just knowing that you were the only one out here without the contract? I mean, how frustrating was that?
Yeah, look, I think if I'm being brutally honest now, look, I wasn't sure whether I was going to come to the World Cup, even to the 11th hour when we were the morning that we were joining up at Lords. I still wasn't sure whether I'd make the trip or not. So, you know, from then on, it was something that was on my mind. And look, it's not just that I haven't been offered a contract. You know, it's sort of how I feel valued as an England player there. When I look down that list of other guys that have got contracts. So yeah, look, it had been on my mind. You know, I'd spoken with my family, I'd spoken with Joss Motti, and then, you know, I sort of came to the decision that the time was right for me to call a day and to make sure that, you know, I did enjoy my last few games of cricket, because, you know, it's special. Wearing this shirt's special, and I didn't want to walk away with, you know, tainted memories of playing for my country.
Was it just something that played on your mind them first few weeks over here?
Yeah, no, it had been on my mind for some time. You only have to look at the global landscape now. You know, ultimately, for us as players, you know, cricket's a business. And for me, never knowing, not having a contract with England, not knowing what tournaments I can commit to, I find myself in a position where I don't know what I'm doing all year round now. You know, it's not easy for me, it's not easy for my wife, it's not easy for my kids, and I had to take control of that at some stage. So, you know, all rolled up over a period of time, looking at that and trying to juggle it and manage it, as you know, from playing cricket, enjoying it, making money, making sure I'm spending some time with my family, became difficult.
Thank you. Thanks, David. Cheers, guys.